Hey guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video, I'll be doing the review of the Gold Coast vs Western Bulldogs game, going through who went well, who didn't go so well, and the injury concerns, but also the problems we've had with a couple of mid-prices absolutely stinking it and needing to be immediate trade outs as their break-evens are just terrible. So before we get into the video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's get into the video. So as you can see here, Gold Coast had MACRAE going absolutely huge. An 80-point second half from him really got himself up there to a 1-2-4. Wits dominated the ruck against English and got himself to a 111. Holman 90, Anderson 90. Anderson's been pretty disappointing, so he might be a cheap premium post his buy, but we'll have to wait and see. Swallow, McAndrew, and then Humphrey here, -3 break even, 72. He went up like 60k, I want to say. Would he go up 56k? I think it was 55k. So and he has a break even now. If I just scroll all the way down, because I know he's going to be at the bottom here, he has a break even now of 10, and I think that is a good cash grab still at this point. Yes, he only did score a 72, but as just a downgrade from Atkins, is a really good target to get and can just play him through the buys, etc., and has that really nice buy round. So I think he is definitely a target to get. You could also look at getting Mullins instead, but I think Humphreys has the better scoring potential, and also I think Hobbs is sort of a cash grab at this point. Whereas I think if you try and get someone else like a Laird or you could try and get a Laird or something like that. But if I did try and get a Laird, that would mean getting rid of getting rid of Petrarca, which could be interesting. That could be one to look at, as I would have Dacos, Merritt, and a Laird or something like that. I could actually look at that. I probably should look at that. But also Humphrey gives us that mid forward, which is really, really crucial at this point, and has an 85 last 3 and 64 last 5, and that 64 includes a 0, and I don't think he will do a 0 again. So I think this is a really good option, especially Adelaide coming up, then the bye, and then he's got Carlton and Hawks I think is a really good scoring game for him. Carlton could easily be a good scoring game, and then he's got the Pies in round 16, but I'm hoping I can get him out by then, but it all depends on, I guess, Mitchell at this point. Then we go down here, McPherson 67, and it was really disappointing. A 22-point second half is really just poor, and yes, it is slippery conditions, but you sort of expect him to at least get up to the likes of like a 90 or something like that, especially after the first half 45. Jeffrey 61 sort of took the Atkins role. Ainsworth, Collins, Long, Davies, no one else here really. Then we go down to Will Powell, and I'm glad that I traded him out, as he was on 3 at quarter time, 14 at half. 17 at half, but he was on 11 for a long time. And then again got some late resurgence here, as he was on 21 for a majority of this quarter. He was still on 17, 12 minutes into the third, and then ended up getting some late resurgence again to get his score up to 44, and was on 36 for a long time here as well. So just not a good pick, and I'm glad that I got out of him before that stinker. King, especially because I was debating whether to get rid of him or Duggan, and that was a 96-point flip, me going with Powell over Duggan. I'm glad that I did it, because that's probably going to be now the difference of maybe even 150k or something. That one decision, 150k and potentially like 200 points. And that flow-on effect will probably is a 350-point decision, that decision there. So I'm really glad that I went with the call that I did go for in the end. Berry, Roses, and then you come down to Fiorini, who is just dropping cash through the floor now, and Atkins got subbed out on 30, which really sucks, because I thought he would be a good option this week, but barely did he drop a K or something like that, I think. If we look at over here, I believe he dropped 1,000. Nope, he gained 1,000, which is basically nothing, and his break even now, I believe, is like 70 or something. Atkins break even of 78, so yeah, he can go. Now is a difficult time because a lot of rookies that I have are hitting their break evens, and we don't, especially like Samson Ryan. This is what I talked about in the previous review. I just need to find an option for him, and that's why Reedy is sort of a placeholder at the moment for Samson Ryan's position, and that opens up some things. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. But I think these are the best trades I can do at the moment, as I've gotten rid of Samson Ryan, who's dropping cash, Harry Sharp, who's not going to play, and Atkins because he's just bad, and I've gotten in a better option here, got some cash gen here, and a potential guy that's potentially going to play, and then also gotten in Hobbs as a cash grab for now, as he who's he have next? He's got North next and Carlton, two games where he could easily go and score 100 in. And if he does so, like 91 last 3, if he does 91 again 2 times, he'll gain 46 and 46, I think. I mean, match stats, we look here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He drops a 23 out of his system this week, which is good. And then he drops an 83, so I'm just looking at him and just hoping he can go large. If he goes 120, that would be absolutely huge, as that would be another 50, 60k. And yeah, if he can get up to 700k and bridge that gap before I trade him out, that would be absolutely huge, as just gaining 100k here or there on players is absolutely huge, along with getting cash off the bench and on field, I guess, at this point. Because if you look at it, if you put Ashcroft back on field, you put Dunkley. If you do something like this, if I just do it quickly, and then I need another defender. So if I go this, where is it? That, if I can do it, yeah, let me see. That there, and then we put that there, that there. You see already here that I've got basically the basis of a full team at this point, as well as having the likes of Mitchell on the bench. So that's already a huge plus. And you can already see where my trades sort of line up for the future. Getting McPherson out with Wilmot will be a huge thing. Getting Mitchell and Humphrey put together is a huge thing for me post-buy. Getting Hobbs up as well with probably Noah Long and Cowan as well. I might have to use Darcy Wilmot with Hobbs to get him up. That's why I'm really hoping Hobbs can go up a lot to bridge that gap. But yeah, so Atkins, yeah, that's why I needed to trade him out, as he's just not there anymore. Then we have Western Bulldogs, MACRAE with the dual position at 807k, 1, 2, 3. I think he's back in the midfield for good now. I think we've had some very, very positive things with the forward line this week. We've had Jackson, who's now a solo ruck, who we're looking at. Cameron's starting to pick it up. We're looking at him. Keys also could be back into the midfield mix, so we're looking at him. MACRAE post-buy is pretty much a definite for that F6 role. So that's really good for him as well. As, yeah, it's looking pretty positive at the moment. And yeah, I'm looking forward to how there's a lot of options now post-buy, especially. I think we're going to see a lot of diversification rather than just the same sort of teams going around, where it's like you got to have, like if Merrick didn't have dual position, most people would be like, this would be 4 of their, obviously this is going to be 4 of a lot of people's forwards. These will be the 2 rucks, I think. Then you'll have Green, Bontempelli, Oliver, Merritt, Laird, Dawson, probably Ashcroft still for some people around that M8, and then you'll have Dacos, Stewart. Duggan might be well, but I don't know how he's going to go, but he will get me up to like Doherty, etc. So I think now with MACRAE being there and a lot of dual positions, there will be a lot of people that are able to change things around, and there won't be very many similar teams, I don't think. So you got Bontempelli 116 as well, huge from him. Another just almost a fade out, but 45 in the second half is good enough, and he got a 116. Daniel 106 could be one to look at English 95, just didn't get the last quarter that we needed. And yeah, could have easily got a ton there. Eagle Hagen 87, Dale 81, Libba 76. So that was a bad game from Libba. Another Williams game, which is just that anyone who got Williams would have been absolutely laughing the way he's gone up and almost turned himself into a premium. I believe he's 700k now. Williams. Yep, 700k on the dot. So he's absolutely gone up. Like, I mean, what's he gone up by? I reckon 250k maybe. 192k season change. Absolutely huge from him. O'Brien, Jones, Smith. Bazza Smith had a bad game, so he's one to probably stay clear of now. For the meantime, let his break even out, and then go for him. And then O'Donnell got above 10, which is quite funny, but 73 break even. It's going to take him a while to reset that. And no one is here really to talk about. So that's basically that review. Another review where I went a lot off topic, but I guess it's very viable now for me to go off topic in these types of reviews as I look a lot ahead to how I'm going to plan my buys and how I'm going to plan my side post buys, as I think I'm in a very, very good position just because of the likes of the Samson Ryan cash gen that I was able to generate, and how I've been able to, I guess, generate some cash outside of that. And how some of my guys have hit form at the right time, I guess, and have had positive break-even breaks, I guess, in itself. And Mitchell has been one of the plays of the season for me, I guess, getting him at 238k or something like that, 236k or something, and picking him up at the right time and getting him was absolutely huge, as I've gained 280k out of that. I got a little bit from Akins, etc. So I've gained probably just $1 million or so cash just out of just going against not going against the grain, but going and getting some guys that have just slowly crept up a little bit, and a lot of people probably miss them. So that's the video there, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thanks guys, goodbye.